Yo, what's happening with y'all? Good to be back in the space. Let me hit y'all with a little bit of this music to hold y'all down right now. Holla back. Uh, Good to be back in the space. Let me hit y'all with a little bit of this music to hold y'all down right now. Holla back. Uh, Good to be back in the space. Yeah. Yo, we getting it together. About to get live with y'all in a second here. With y'all in a second here. All right, we live and in full effect. Coming to y'all. About to get it going here. Appreciate y'all being on the PZ podcast. We're going to have a little fun tonight. You know what I'm saying? Get into it, get active, as they say. As my man MTR say. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to it. Appreciate y'all tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Got a couple subjects on the docket. A couple things to get into. But yeah, we're gonna get busy. All right, we're gonna get this set up. Hope everybody's doing good out there in the world, doing their thing. You know, Saturday night and Friday night. Ain't got nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? Slide through. What up? What up? What up? We in the space. This is our first one, so we get into it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get busy. Appreciate y'all sliding in, man. We got a couple topics on the docket. We always gonna start out putting y'all on, some rare fares. You know what I'm saying? Some local, some local amenities. So today during the podcast, we drinking a brew from Phase 3 Brewing. You're not familiar with Phase 3, get in tune. They out in Lake Zurich. They make some really great brews. This brew is called Terrazzo. It's American Double Indian Pale Ale with Amarillo, Centennial, and Sycamore hops. Yeah, it's not your Bud Light or your or your Miller High Life. You know what I'm saying? Putting y'all up on something. Let's check out this color real quick on the pour. So we like to get a good pour in. Got our standard glasses from Standard Meadery. They're actually a brewery that does meads out of Villa Park. So y'all should check them out. A lot of people that's not really into beer tend to like mead because it's a lot sweeter. Gives you a lot more flavor profile. But you see that, all right, the American Double gives you a clear IPA, not as hazy. Some good frog, good flavor in there. All right. So appreciate y'all being on the PZ podcast, man. We had a couple things that we're gonna get into. I want to kick it off, man. I want to kick it off. All right. I want to kick it off with the I really want to kick it off with the Britney Reiner versus Fresh and Fit. All right, we got that little clip pulled up. We're gonna check out this clip. We're just gonna kind of go through it. Now, this is one of those things where it's like one of the things about the newly minted what they call manosphere right now. There's some frauds in it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at some of these guys, man, and some of these guys trying to give guys advice. These dudes in the real world in real time don't get no action. No action. And at times I know a lot of the conversation has shifted more towards kind of speaking about the things that maybe women could do better and things like that. And it kind of shifted in a way where people were kind of trying to say like, oh, we done talking to the guys, but nah, there's a lot of dudes out here simping, out here keeping a lot of this mess going because they accepting it, they perpetuating it, and they pushing it forward. So I just want to get this clip in here. If anybody can let me know if y'all can hear this joint or not, y'all should be able to. It shouldn't be no issue. Men want sex. All right, we're going to get it in here. Technical difficulties. So in that regard, I'm saying you guys want to get this type of attention, whatever it may be, from a man and a man wants to say. So when it comes to that, we talk about biology, what men want from you, and how to what you said they're doing. The difference is this. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm special, I love this, I can do this and that. We said all types of boys up, blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't sit here and try to make ourselves look special. We're regular guys who want sex. It is what it is. But women run around and say, I'm special, I'm different. All right, let's fast forward. I just want to get to where um, she's kind of treating their life, man. I don't little commercial, but and these guys was not ready for her at all, man. They was not ready. She was really kind of treating their lives, telling them everything that they should be able to come back, but she was really just giving them the business. Here we go. Having trouble with this clip. Yeah, I'm technical difficulties tonight. Okay, here we go. All right, I let them dudes go long enough. Really, the thing is, man, them dudes, they was on there, man, and they talk a lot of stuff. They have a lot of women guests on their stuff. Yeah, I brought them up just to kind of show some of the hypocrisy that's in the manosphere. I'll give you an even bigger one. Now, this interview was really disappointing. Now, Fresh and Fit, man, them dudes, man, they cornballs, man. Fresh and Fit is some cornballs. Period, point blank, they cornballs. Them dudes some lames, man. In real time, them dudes will get no play. They not getting no girls. But, there's a lot of guys that identify with them similarly. K Jizzle come through calling me the peak pants hater. We about to get to that. We about to get to that. So y'all slide up in here, man. Slide up in. But yeah, man. But those guys, man, they not really the guys they portray to be. They got a platform. There's a lot of guys that are, truth be told, there's lames like them dudes that really identify with them. And when they start talking and saying that they getting girls and they out and about in Miami and they bring all the girls on the show, guys mistake that for like, oh, these dudes really got it. Man, Fresh and Fit, come on, man. Them dudes, when they couldn't even be in the same circle with none of my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Like, those dudes are some nerds. They some cornballs, which is cool. You can be that way. But they kind of some of them dudes to me, man, the manosphere. They be doing a lot of fun. But I will give it to them. If guys are seeing, their advice and taking what they saying and actually improving themselves, well, more power to you. But a real disappointing one was this. So, gotta say, man, Kevin Samuels, man, that's my guy, but he got hold, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin got hold, like Kevin's supposed to be holding it down, He go really hard on the ladies that come on the show, He talk a lot of stuff. Talk a lot, But when it came down to time to, have a celebrity woman come on there, say some of the things that he most definitely, when you come, most definitely, yeah, they just love to bash women because they don't get none. You know what I'm saying? They don't get none. DJ Academics be on there off the Henny, saying stupid stuff. Don't get no chicks. This dude going for chicks like I don't know, the little goofy looking Caucasian girl, Cat Stacks or something, man. They going for people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going for the girls that's really thirsty and that, hey, this is where they could start at. Cause it just seems to be one of those things where it's like, man, if you once you start getting in, you know what I'm saying, once you start getting in, you know, a lot of these guys, man, it's almost like if you ever been with a celebrity, all the rest of the celebrities, all of a sudden it's a stamp on you that says, hey, you be with celebrities, so other celebrities gonna wanna, you know what I'm saying, mess with you or whatever. And they just pass them girls around, man. Not my forte, you know what I'm saying? Not my forte. But we're gonna bring up this other clip, man. Kevin Samuels. All right. 1 second here. Just sending this out real quick. All right. All right. So this clip from Kevin Samuels and Nicki Minaj. All right. Hold on 1 second. We probably gonna get that real quick. Let that go. Let that commercial go. We ain't necessarily got all these videos commercial free just yet. Here we go. And just check this out. We're gonna stop at a couple key points. Though we just want to point out some of his hypocrisies when it comes to what he usually does versus what he did on here. All right. See, he on here cursing like he normally don't. Okay. First thing, women come on there talking about the universe, talking about astrology and stuff like that. KS shut him down instantly. He be like, get that stuff out of here. You know what I'm saying? He be like, get it out of here. But he let this ride. He let it ride. Okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. We have a little technical difficulty. We're not hearing the video. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. We got to get this right. Brief interlude. We should be able to hear it through this thing. I guess you got to do it different. It was just us. It was cold, we would take the bus. But now we in no rush, riding around Green Plus, talking. That's not the.
I fell in love more than once, but I found that you were enough to keep me on my toes, pull up on my hoes, put my heart in this relationship goes. Tell my secrets that she won't tell. If it's jail, then she make bail. Help me see the angles of my foes. I'll never let you go. From day one, you've been so loyal and she low key. Loyal and she low key. Make sure everybody knows. Make sure everybody knows me. Classy, but she's still free. She's my free. That's why she'll always be. Always be. Passenger in my ride. Passenger in my ride. She's a passenger in my ride. Passenger in my ride. Passenger in my ride. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it makes me easy. Rain and rainbow. See, you're the type of girl with no hesitation, baby. I paid the bills for you. I paid the bills for you. Hey, you're the type of girl just to keep you safe with no hesitation. Take the deal for you. I take the deal for you. I give my all. I give my all to see you ball. To see you ball. Cash waterfalls. Be there when you call. When you call. I missed your call. I missed your call. Baby, my fault. I wanna be with you, baby. That's it. That's all. After the rain comes rainbow, rainbows, rainbow, rainbow. Ain't no place in the world we can go. Cause baby, I'm rolling with you. You rock, I roll. You rock, I roll. You rock, I roll. You rock, I roll. You rock, I. You rock, I.
Technical difficulties, two little hiccups. You rock, I roll.
You rock, I roll. You rock, I. You rock, I. You rock, I roll. Keep it honest, babe. Put it on the table. Secrets lady. See me switching up to me the truth. Be hallucinating every day. Just be in love language. So I can be fluent, baby. Give me control like 2K. I give my all to see you ball. Cash waterfalls. Be there when you call. I missed your call. Baby, my fault. Wanna be with you, baby. That's it.
All right, we're gonna try this video again. We're gonna try to put the video in. All right. Hey, technical difficulties. This is our first one. We just try to get it together. Man, let me know if y'all can hear the video. Appreciate it. One second, we're gonna get the video up.
Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. Ain't no place in the world we can go. Cause baby, I'm rolling with you. You rock, I roll. You rock, I roll. You rock, I. You rock, I. You rock, I roll. You rock, I roll. You rock, I roll. You rock, I. You rock, I. You rock, I roll.
Okay. Think we should be in here. Hold on one second. See where we at. All right. Okay. I think we should be able to hear it now. Here we go.
Don't be mad at what you get. If you call somebody, that, and you're really trying to, sincerely ask questions or get information or chat, then that's different. So I want to talk to you.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, what do you rate me?
Is that what we're starting off with?
Yeah.
Do you think the men rate women?
No, I thought, because isn't that what you do?
It's
All right. Now pay close attention to this right here. Like this is ultra important for just showing how KS this was real hypocritical the way that he did this with Nicki Minaj.
what have you seen of my content? Have you just seen like the clips?
Yeah. And then you tell them you ain't no such and such. You lying to yourself. You ain't this.
What I typically don't do is I don't typically rank people. I ask them if they rank themselves. I usually ask these questions.
So let's start it that way.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Dress size?
My dress size?
Mm-hmm.
Ben the Don said, my dress size. That's a good question. I guess
Now normally, we're gonna chalk some of this up to professional courtesy. You get an opportunity to have somebody on your show, you want to make sure they come back. So, you give them certain leadway. But, standing on the platform the way Kevin Samuels has stood on his platform, it's like either you stand on it at all times and you treat everybody the same, or, you got some hypocritical stuff going on. Let's check this out.
what?
All right. And on a scale from 1 to 10, you can't use 7. What would you rank yourself?
I've lived on the beach
1 second here. Get past this. Y'all know how it is. We streaming them
most of my life. The connection Charlie and I have.
Commercial here. But, basically she going through the same process most women go through when they come on his show.
Fresh face out of the shower, just you.
Fresh face out the shower, rank yourself.
That's how I always ask the question.
Talking to Nicki Minaj.
7.
Can't use 7. That's why 7 is the most common answer.
Really?
It's the default answer for most people because they don't want to go too high, they don't want to go too low.
Well, no, it ain't a default answer for me.
Well, let's see. I would give you a 9. I would give you a 9 because.
All right, so this man just gave her a 9. That's very hypocritical for Kevin Samuels to give her a 9. First of all, a lot of the stuff on her now is not her original stuff. Like, she's had work done. So automatically, that kind of disqualifies her unless he's got some previous picture. That's what he would be actually doing the rating off of, because according to how he does his thing, if you didn't have work done, it's kind of hard for you to rate yourself. You got to rate yourself based on what it was before. This man gave her a 9. That's close to a 10. This is Nicki Minaj. Fake booty, fake everything. Probably didn't have her face redid. Now, it gets worse. Listen to what my man says is the explanation for why he gave her a 9.
You have the facial symmetry,
Facial
and you
symmetry.
get additional points for eyes.
Oh,
Full lips.
Kevin Samuels was tripping, bro. He was tripping. Facial symmetry and eyes. All of a sudden, he's giving discounts and giving extra points out there. This is stuff that he does not do. And that's the thing. Like, you got to treat everybody the same way. Like, Kevin Samuels does not treat the women that come on his platform like that. He's a lot more aggressive. He don't allow them to talk about the universe and astrology and things of that nature. He cuts that off real quick. Um, and a 9, and then he tells him, "Hey, this is the list of what I think is a 9." I think he has like Kelly Rowland, some natural beauties that are just beautiful, out the shower, just beautiful kind of thing. Nicki Minaj has on makeup and a full wig right now. So fresh out the shower, she's a 9. Come on now. Come on, Kevin. It's a lot of professional courtesy going on here.
See, it's not. I'm an actual image consultant, and I'm sure you deal with a lot of people who take your pictures and such and so forth. You have a symmetrical face, and so it's much more based upon facial symmetry. It's not based on European beauty standards or anything like that. It's much more based upon what babies, animals, human beings have evolved to find attractive.
wow.
You get additional points because we've evolved to find more slanted.
I hate to see it, man. I hate to see it. Like, this man is straight backpedaling on all of his previous arguments and how he's treated people previously. He is basically giving her all the courtesy in the world. He's basically explaining with the deepest explanation. He does not do this. With the deepest explanation, he's explaining why she's a 9, because he's trying to um prepare for the backlash. You know, he's a smart, calculated guy. He knows that having Nicki Minaj on the show, that's a super booster. Um, if I get at her like I normally get at the women on the show, I'm gonna have her whole fan base coming at me. So I gotta be careful. I think she actually ended up on the show because her fan base kept on sending videos of Kevin Samuels to her, hoping that those videos would make her want to, come at him crazy. And that's basically like when they end up talking at the end and everything, she pretty much talks about like people wanted her to go at him crazy, but she only gonna go at people that she feel like there's a reason to go at him. So it's like they was doing a lot of back and forth, little bantering and stuff, and it's almost like one of those things where he gave her those courtesies because who she is and what tax bracket she's in, and because she's a celebrity. But this is supposed to be a solid guy. So stuff like that, man, starts to kind of take the manosphere, and just take the space because um as people start to climb, they start to compromise. And if they start to compromise, then it messes with the message. And unfortunately, a lot of people are already following the men. So men are flawed. We gonna mess up. We gonna stumble and fall. So it's like if you're just following that, and then these guys aren't really real, well, a lot of guys are gonna be, you know, having a hard time with that.
Eyes, some are attractive, especially when they're not on AG.
Wow.
But that's not what gets. That's not what gets. They only want white women. It is to that. So I let women from other races come in. I'm like, okay, well, can you learn anything from them? What would you teach them? And
yeah, I mean, that was about it. I just wanted to show kind of the hypocrisy of what Kevin had going on there when he was doing that. Um And it's just kind of crazy, man. Kevin has tried to portray himself to be solid, man. But it's just as things continue to progress and he starts to get, higher and higher in the space, when people start calling you the Godfather, it starts going to your head, man. And you start getting more into the celebrity, the fame than the actual work. So, you know, one of those things, man. Um, but we had some big things go down today in the NBA. We're gonna switch over to a little sports here. James Harden and Ben Simmons, man, that trade is huge. It's a huge trade. I think it really changes the landscape of the NBA. Um, as a lot of these trades have. I never thought I would have saw Joe Ingles on the move. The Cavaliers look like they really believe in themselves this year, and they're constantly making moves to continue to add different pieces and continue to get themselves in position uh, to do what I don't know. I don't know if the Cavs gonna be winning any championship this year, but you know, after seeing Cincinnati do what they did this year, I think a lot of people feel like anything is possible. So I'm sure they feel like it's a great possibility. So, but I don't think they're that delusional. Hopefully not. But man, Cleveland's been looking good. They're a good young team. They coming up. They on the rise. Philadelphia, I think this makes them really solid. I think it allowed James Harden. He's either gonna do one or two things. He's gonna fold under the pressure, or he's gonna use this as an opportunity to make sure that he gets that next 200 something $1 million contract. And see if he can use this awesome year that Joel Embiid is having and be able to get himself a ring. They really are in a good position to do so. There are no dominant teams in the NBA right now. None of the teams are unbeatable. They're all beatable. 7-game series. Anybody can get it. It's really up for grabs. So it's going to be a really interesting year. Plus, you now have the play-in tournament, so to speak. So that throws another wrinkle to it. Gives us some more basketball to watch. Some more to check out. And it's gonna be a good year this year, man. There's a lot of parity in the league. Um, I think a lot of that parity is due to that a lot of the former stars, that 2003 class, the 2002 class, those guys are starting to retire, starting to lead the game, or already have, and there's been a huge influx in new blood. And the NBA is getting younger and younger. Now you go on rosters, and half the roster is really young guys. Before it was like it was a veterans league, and rookies just trying to make the roster. Now they bring rookies in, and hey, they want them to get right to work. They want them to play, and you know, now there's a kind of ageism, or whatever you want to call it. I think there's kind of some age discrimination going on in the league. When it comes to that, veterans aren't as valued. It's more young talent and 3-point shooting. That's what they value. It's a lot of guys on rosters just off of potential. So man, some really good trades in the league. A lot of stuff coming out. I know that Hollenberg trade from Sacramento. I know he was salty. I know the organization was salty. Everyone that didn't want that to happen, because they were really big on that kid, and he was doing really well. I thought they had a really good dynamic going on there in Sacramento. I think this allows De'Aaron Fox to really shine, to really take over and solidify himself as possibly an all-star in the next coming years, and maybe rise to superstar status if they can get the Sacramento Kings back in the playoffs at some point, and actually get them back into contention. And Sabonis is a really solid big, that brings a lot of tricks to the table. It brings a lot of ability to enough ability to spread the floor that he's a threat. If left open outside, and he's got all the bags from his daddy, Arvidas, from back in the day. He got all the bags down there. So you know, good stuff for Sacramento. I think it was a great play. Great play for Sacramento. Great play for him. Now, I was looking at something um the other day, man. Just gonna check this out. So there was an interview with AJ Johnson. AJ Johnson, you probably know her from being the mom on Baby Boy. When we were shorties, so everybody was like, "Yeah, AJ," she had it or whatever. Very, 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 very pretty lady. Um, but this Hollywood thing does something to you, man. It makes people thirsty for attention. It makes people not love themselves, man. I seen her. I think it was a Vlad interview, and yeah, and man, it's like somebody cut her skin and pulled uh and pulled it all the way back so that she now looks like um she is Chinese. Like she doesn't look like herself, man. And she was it's very interesting, man. The mind will play tricks on you. Uh because beautiful women in the industry, because they're in the industry, they don't see themselves as such. So they end up getting to a point where when they get older, they just feel they have to, they have to get work done. And they have to get things, Botox and facelifts, and gotta get the wrinkles out. It's like, man, growing old, having wrinkles is a badge of honor. It means that you made it. It means you made it this far. And the wear of the world of the life you've lived, is starting to show. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's an accomplishment. But man, people now, because we've got so much technology and so much ability to suppose it fix things, now everybody just wants to fix things. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just let time transpire, and go forward how it goes forward, and roll with the punches. It's like I started going bald. It's like, what I'm gonna do? Get a hairpiece? It's like, as much as I love LeBron, like he's got some insecurities about the hair. He's not ready to let it go and just say, "Hey, this is what's up. This is who I am." This is what happens. Time will take your hair sometimes, depending on who you are and what your genetics look like. So it's like, man, let it happen, man. Let it naturally go. But but um but moreover, that needing to feel young, and y'all can catch us live on IG too, man. PZYDA1. If you want to hop in the conversation, you got something to say, you most definitely can put your request in on IG, and we'll get you up in here and let you say your piece. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk live to the kid, you know what I'm saying? Tell me what you want to tell me how you feel. People got a lot of stuff to say when they typing. This is your opportunity to talk live. So slide on over. But yeah, so um but she but what I was getting at is that thing of needing to feel young, needing to feel validation from the people. She shared some interesting information during this Vlad interview. Okay. For her 50th birthday, she had a pound cake. She had a pound caking session. She had a threesome. Now it's like, hey, you do what you want to do. You know, you don't need to share it with the world, though. It's like everybody has to know everything. But people want people to know because what do people say these days? If there's no film, it didn't happen, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't see it with my own eyes, kind of thing. So it's like she proceeds to tell about this threesome at 50, and she said it was the greatest thing she ever did in her life. She said it was so liberating, and I believe she said she would do it again. But this is what she wanted for her 50th. This was her request. This is what she wanted, man. Is this what the world coming to? Our grandma's gonna be trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Try to get threesomes. Stella try to get her groove back. Is that what's important? You know, but one thing it showed is that, man, our society has become so over sexualized. Like everything is sexual, man. It's like I never thought we would put so much stock into a body part that we poop out of. It's like, man, how big is your butt? You know what I'm saying? For men, how big is your Johnson? It's like, man, it's like people can't actually have relationships with people and actually really start to have meaningful communication because everybody is so sexual. Everybody wants to cross off these sexual check marks, but what about the person? You know what I'm saying? What about the what about the character of a person? What about, what they really bring to the table deep down inside? It's like you can figure that other stuff out, but the things that are long lasting, that have longevity, and that really, causes people to have long marriages, long relationships. Those are the things that we really, really need to focus on, and we really didn't get away from, really don't care about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, YOLO, you only live once. Yeah, and that's what most people living by right now. It's like, hey, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Feel you, KG. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Whatever I feel, you know what I'm saying? Whatever's going on, like that's just what people, you know what I'm saying? What people doing. So, just one of them things. Uh, but that was interesting to me, man. You know what I'm saying? We got 50-year-old women out here, and that's their focus for their 50th, you know. Um, but hey, I guess she got the bag. She got everything else she wanted in life. That's what she wanted to do. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Not my cup of tea. I don't I think she can find some better stuff to do, but KG said YOLO. That's what she was on. All right. But you only live once. And speaking of only living once, obviously Zeke only gonna live once too, because he did. Power book too. Um, yeah, she's single, she can mingle. K Jizzle, like you said. But Power Book 2, man. I know y'all done finished it by now. I know y'all done got through it. I'm sure you have. If you haven't, most definitely spoilers gonna be going on. Just running through these topics. Um, but man, interested to hear y'all's take on Power Book 2. Um, what I took from it, man, uh they're pretty good at telling stories, they're doing well at telling this story, holding this story down and bringing it along. Um, but it was like one of those things where they were building the story up real well, and then it got to a certain part in the story where it was like, oh man, we only got a budget for one more episode, so we gotta wrap this up real quick. And then like the last two episodes, just all of a sudden everything went from chilling, building things up, working on, what I'm saying, Zeke's issue with the age and everything, since Monet had falsified his birth certificate, everything like that, told the people his wrong age and all his drafting issues. And you would think you kind of, see them build that a little bit more. But it's like as soon as that drafting issue came in, they hit the pedal. Uh, in comes Mecca, aka Dante. Dante comes in, um, and starts introducing himself to everybody. Kane's found out, they had a table talk, and really the table talk is what just accelerated. It was like, in that whole episode, it's kind of weird. That whole episode, it was just like nothing was really going on. It was like, okay, little things here and there. Episode was progressing. You like, okay, we done settled into, okay, Lorenzo's home. The Tejadas, they gonna go through their things. And they're making their way. That Monet is doing her little sneaking around. You wonder how that's gonna go, but so far so good. Everybody's coming back together. It looks like Monet may have, cut Dante off, and they just gonna go ahead and, um, settle back in. But then all of a sudden they get to the dinner table, and everything just gets let out at the dinner table, and that just pushed the gas on it puts the pedal on the accelerator and really up the gas on the whole series. And then all of a sudden things just started happening. Um, and you guys have to watch for yourself, but in the end, um, Tariq ends up getting acquitted. We all knew that was going to happen because there's no way that they're going to cut it off here or have him go to jail or nothing like that. So we knew that was coming. But I liked the twist of how he ended up getting off. I totally expected Braden because of things that had been done to him, you know what I'm saying, the different injustices that he was feeling. I most definitely expected Braden to just bow out and be like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and, turncoat, classic Caucasian move in those kind of situations, you know what I'm saying? Save myself, we got plenty of money. Um, like he didn't need to be selling the drugs, and he didn't need to help Tariq, but man, Braden held it down. Braden held it down. I mean, he has shown himself as a true friend. They put him in a couple situations that script wise it made you question whether his loyalty was gonna be there until the end. But Braden ended up coming through at the end and getting on the stand and actually, you know what I'm saying, putting it down. Actually, saying he's the drug dealer. Helped Tariq get off. Smashed up their whole argument against Tariq. Had to throw the case out immediately. But then for Zeke to come back, be trying to get on the plane, and then Lorenzo go and shoot him in the back. It's like, man, I think that storyline, I think that storyline kind of trash. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that storyline right there. I feel like the better storyline would have been to. I really wanted to see Zeke like just like kind of go for his dreams, say he was gonna hoop regardless, make his way to the draft, and then had that dynamic of, okay, they had their out, and their out was we going with Zeke wherever he go. We gonna help manage his career, and we gonna go legit. We gonna get out the game. To Lorenzo coming back and trying to balance. Lorenzo wants to be in the game. Zeke is our out, but we can't necessarily fully go that route because we still, you know, dealing with Lorenzo and dealing with what he wants to do as a family. So I think that dynamic um would have, brought some more length to the show. Maybe some more length to season one in general. But I think that was the point. Like they had to wrap it up. It really felt kind of rushed at the end. They just, had some bang bang, shoot them up, shootouts, drugs get stolen, money gets back, everybody gets fined. Also Yasmin ended up reuniting with her mom. Tariq made the right decision and made sure that his mom got his sister back. So that was pretty cool right there. That was a cool moment. That was one I didn't really see coming. I thought Tariq was gonna be selfish and try to balance all this, but impossible. He didn't have it. The best thing for Yasmin was that she went back with Tasha. So that was pretty cool, man. I thought that wrap up of Power was decent. I think they could have did a couple things a little better, but it is what it is, right? So but I'm gonna get to this little this little Twitter fiasco, right? Uh so not even a fiasco, but you just know how people are on Twitter when they feel really strongly about something. Um, you know, they gonna try to come out the woodwork. A lot of people like to hop on the yes train, whatever everybody else is saying is popular and what they say, things should be. You know, um I made a little comment, you know what I'm saying, about about the way that assistant coach was dressed. You know what I'm saying? I said, dang, why would she wear something that tight to go coach in? You know what I'm saying? I was just like, the outfit didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But it was really just an open ended question, like this ain't this don't make sense, but whatever, totally unnecessary. Absolutely. Everything on the internet is unnecessary, you know what I'm saying? But it was an interesting social experiment. All right. Because once I posed the question, people just started making up their own scenarios for what the question um actually meant. Um do have a pic up here. Let me see if I can pull up this pic. But so I can show a pic of the coach. It went viral. Yahoo News picked it up and everybody. She had on some pink patent leather pants. Her name is Sydney Carter, coach at UK. But and some high heels. Um so like people just picked it up and they just went with whatever they felt like. People like, oh, you slandering her. People started saying it was body shaming. They said, um, all kind of crazy stuff. They just came up with whatever scenario that when they read the tweet, that's what they felt I was saying. But I didn't give any more context outside of just those 10 words. No other context to go with it. No saying, man, because that's such and such, such and such, 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 such. None of that. Just, dang, why she wearing something so tight to go coach in? Didn't, you know what I'm saying? Now, my take on it didn't really make sense to me. The outfit didn't really make sense for coaching. It's not really to me, it really wasn't a coaching outfit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, time, place, and situation. It's like I'm not gonna go to church in hooping clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, but it was one of those open things where it's like nobody's really wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you may feel like, oh, that outfit was great. That was a great outfit for her to go coach in. But almost 100 other people liked the comment and felt the same way. Like the outfit was really unnecessary. And not to mention, the outfit is it distracts away from what they really trying to do, which is go out there and hoop. Like if you're coming to the game, you're most definitely gonna be looking at the lady in that outfit because it was made to catch attention. It's like attention is what she was going for. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wanted to allude to that or bring that up or say anything about it. It's like the whole conversation was just totally one sided as you're bashing her. You're saying something negative about her. But there wasn't a negative connotation with it, you know. There was a maybe you could have said maybe a disagreeable connotation with it. Like, because I didn't see the value in the outfit for basketball coaching. You know what I'm saying? For basketball coaching. Now, um, and people took a position of like, man, you really care about this. Like, this really means something to you. It's like, you guys are the ones writing all these responses and responding to each other and all of that stuff. Like, I had a couple guys I went at in there because there was a lot of guys was in there just simping. They just come out the woodworks. They know that, the women in the comments gonna give them some likes if they say something favorable towards whatever they saying. A lot of guys just come through and try to get them brownie points. And when you go to these guys' profiles, you can obviously tell, like, yeah, these guys some lames. They got no original thoughts for themselves, and they're not able to just deal with if somebody has a thought that's contrary to yours. Like, that's okay too. But that's what it showed me though, that the internet is just the masses they will try to overtake you, but you just gotta hold your position. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can make me change my position. Held my position. It is what it is. But there was really no expounding on my position. I kind of just took the villain role because I was bored and people went so hard on it and they were so triggered, it was entertaining to me. So, I came back at a couple people, but there was no importance to it, no significance to it. It didn't matter to the grand scheme of anything. it wasn't important. But man, people really took it personally. They really took offense to it. But the offense is, but that's the thing. You have to, it shows you that you have to remember, man, the offense is all theirs. It's like everything that they were saying, like people were saying long paragraphs of stuff that I never said about the situation. I never said about the outfit. I didn't say any of this stuff. And they were just coming up with all this stuff. Oh, you're such. You're saying that she's doing this or doing that. Oh, you don't have a right to do. Listen, if you post something on the internet, anybody has a right to comment. That's just the bottom line. And it's like we just totally ignore the vanity that people move with. It's like you posted it. It says game 22. You're posting this stuff every game because you want people to look at it. You want people to comment on it. You want people to say stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it shouldn't be lost on people that people are asking for attention. And then when they get it, people want to cry victim and come to their rescue. But it's a popular position. The victim position is super popular these days. So like if you can slide in that area, you have a lot of people on your side. Having a difference of opinion or not agreeing with everything that people do and actually voicing that and saying that, you know, it's a lot lonelier on that side. You're gonna be by yourself a lot more. You're not gonna have as many people you know, actually giving you the benefit of the doubt. Um that they don't know your character or what you're really about. See, like that whole thing was like people were making assumptions about my character and who I am based off of 10 words. They didn't say, well, what do you really like? No, it was one person that was like, well, what did you really mean by that? One person was like, did you really mean for people to answer or it was just rhetorical? And I'm like, see, that person actually has a brain to think. Like nobody thought for a second, like, man, he doesn't really want anybody to answer this at all. I really didn't. I mean, I wasn't expecting no replies whatsoever. It's like I figured, like, man, it's gonna be a lot of this is a pretty popular post. It should be about 1,000 comments on this thing. Mine should just get drowned in the sea of a million other comments, but it stood out. You go there right now, it's at the top of the page, so you can go check it out. You can go see the dialogue. Yeah, soft society, man. Super soft. Super soft. Like these people so soft. It's ridiculous, man. Soft like Charmin. You know what I'm saying? Soft like Charmin. And that's just what it is. Um, so and that was just my take on it, man. You know what I'm saying? I had them people, man, they was going for like I mean, it got picked up on Yahoo. It pretty much kind of went viral, y'all. It got picked up on Yahoo because the people they've been going at it on there for like 3 days now. Comments keep on flowing in. And everybody's, some people are making common assumptions that other people made. And then you see how simple-minded people are. You get a lot of the same repetitive comments. It's like sometimes I look down something and I'll see like the exact same comment I was gonna make, like somebody already made it. I don't need to make my comment. Somebody already made it. That's what I was thinking, and they said it. That's enough. Validation enough for me. Somebody else thinking the same way. Like, not that I need you to. I could care less because I'm on the school of thought of thinking for myself, and by myself if necessary. But people look for validation, and so it's like everybody just gotta say something. Yeah, and see that's the thing. That's the thing, KG. She looked nice. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice outfit. Now, was it an outfit to coach in? It's like these things are it's all right to question things. You know what I'm saying? It's not a negative to question things. It's not a negative to be like, yeah, that's nice, but I don't think she should be coaching in it. It's like the same thing with dudes. They come with something crazy. It's like, man, that's cool. But man, he walking in a tunnel and he look crazy back there walking to go hoop, and he basically got a rag on. It's like these dudes be looking crazy too, and we say something about it. all the time. I saw a lot of people in those comments talking about how we don't speak on men's attire. It's a lie. Speak on men's attire all the time. It's just men don't take it the same way. Men aren't triggered by, man, what do you got that on for? They just like, man, you looking, you watching. Dudes don't really go like ham like that. Now we got some softer dudes in society now. They probably would, try to go ham if you say something about their outfit, but most of them don't because they know, like, man, I'm wearing something controversial. The whole point is for people to talk, and they know that. And you know, people in general know that. Men know that. Women know that. We like to play dumb and assume and act like we doing something else. But we know that we're looking for attention, we're looking for validation. You know what I'm saying? We're playing the game. We're playing the game. Playing the game. So that was my take on it, man. And I really didn't have a take. It was a it was a knee jerk reaction statement that I didn't expect to get any kind of traction. And then I probably would delete it, but it got so much traction and it really showed the human condition of how much people just assume about you. Like people basically from that one statement, people were assuming everything about my life. Like your life must be trash. Like you probably homeless. Like because I question whether she should be coaching in that outfit. I'm probably homeless. I probably don't do well in life. Um, Nobody loves me. I wasn't hugged as a child. These are the things that people told me. Oh yeah, people most definitely didn't say, "Hey, go, hey, kill yourself." Pretty much, That's how people be though. That's how people be, man. They be so into their thing, into their one-sided views. But we just got to be open to just hear everybody's opinions. We all struggle with that at times. We have our biases and stuff in the way that we feel. But um I've learned over time and over the years, man, not to let myself be triggered by somebody else's opinion. Now, I'm most definitely, man, I'm always up for a hearty debate. Like I actually enjoy debating. That's one of the reasons why I was going at them people on Twitter because it's just entertaining, it's fun. But you know, hey, I love to debate. You know what I'm saying? But debating is um respecting that somebody has a point of view and that is different from yours, and present yours as presenting that this is what you believe. It may not be fact to you, but this is what I believe, and we can have discord. But people these days, it's like, man, there's only one right answer. It's the answer of everybody do what you want to do. And it ain't the case for everything, man. There's gotta be some order, what I'm saying, some structure to all things, you know what I'm saying? So but that's how people can really twist your words. People that take what you say and say you said that. I ain't said none of that stuff. Not a one. I asked one question and say anything after that. People just assumed and decided to go with what they want to go with. They ran a whole news story on this. They even quoted me in the Yahoo news story, but they give me no credit. Shame on you, Yahoo. I mean, if you're gonna bash me, at least say my name. At least send some people to the page, you know what I'm saying? Get some pub off of it. Like you thought it was significant enough to say it. There are a lot of other comments. People actually retweeted that whole entire picture and then asked the question after I asked the question. So a lot of people piggyback off of my question because it was just a question to get conversation going. It was really one of those things where you see stuff on the internet, you grab like, especially if you're doing like this kind of stuff, podcast stuff, you grab something off the internet, you create some controversy, and then you talk about how the people reacted. It was a human experiment, and the people failed miserably. Just a bunch of triggered babies. Yeah, most definitely got to be careful, man. The people be trying to cancel you, trying to find out where you at and stuff. So I don't play too much on Twitter. Twitter's a little different, man. It's a lot of bots on there, a lot of weird stuff going on, a lot of hackers, people seem to like that they can be on there and not having a profile pic is completely normal on there. Not having any pictures of yourself on there is completely normal. So people tend to, you can get a little dicey on Twitter. So he gotta watch out. Most definitely, K Jizzle. We be careful out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, man. Um, Super Bowl predictions. And then we gonna, you know what I'm saying, get up out of here. Super Bowl predictions. We keep short and simple. You see the colors I got on. I totally expect. Um, oh yeah, we gotta get to that. Oh man, hold on. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna definitely expect that the Rams gonna take it, and they should. But man, yeah, let's talk about that Joe Rogan, man. Now, that's one of them things where it's one of those things where, man, I did not see that coming. I would have never, I mean, I ain't gonna say I would never expected that. Um, you know, but it kind of came out of left field, man. And that doggone compilation that they put together, um, Indy Irie came with, it looked really bad. It's like there's not much that you could say about that. It's like you can't really combat that. Like, what are you gonna say? Now, shoot, before we get off, man,
the nigger thing.
Yes. Saying the word
just check
nigger.
this out.
I
Check
already
this
said
out.
nigger. Is just like nigger. Saying nigger. She's calling you a nigger. It's like this boy that he's a nigger and starts calling them niggers. Word nigger. There should be a word like nigger, especially the word nigger. That's our nigger. About niggers. He says nigger. Guy, a nigger. And there are niggers. Start saying nigger. Allowed to use the word nigger. Out the word nigger. See nigger. Word nigger. Say nigger, and he couldn't say nigger. And most nigger. He takes us there. We get out. And we're giggling. Oh, here's the Planet of the Apes. We walk into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa, dude. We walked in the door, and there was no white people. I'm making this video to talk about the most
Now we ain't gonna let him go ahead and be able to get his apology out on this cast. He gonna have to just eat that N-word stuff. Man, listen. I'll be honest, man. It's one of those things where, man, I rocks with Joe Rogan. You know, I rocks with Joe Rogan. I do believe that from the time of saying nigger like he was, I do believe that he has grown and evolved because just the way that his content is all together and what he says and where he goes with it, he tends to stay away from that fence because he's making a lot of money now. And that fence that he was constantly straddling on with the N-word, that most definitely get your bag messed up. You know, he most definitely he was playing with fire with that one, man. And I mess with Joe Rogan, but man, there's no excuse for it, man. The man literally said that they got high, wanted to go see Planet of the Apes, and when they got to the movie theater, it was like they were in Planet of the Apes because there were so many black people. It's like this is verbatim what this man said. Like you can't make this up. Like it don't get much more racist than that. But then he says in his apology that he doesn't believe that black people are monkeys or came from monkeys. Like you don't believe black people are monkeys or came from monkeys, but you literally just said that. Like run it back. This is literally what he just said. This is literally what he just said.
I'm making this video to talk about the most. We walked into Africa, dude. We walked in the door, and there was no white people. I'm making this video to talk about the most.
Walked into Africa, there's no white people. Like, man, Joe Rogan, stop it, man. Stop it. You know, um, man, listen, like I say, man, white people going white people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joe Rogan gonna do what he do. I don't feel like he should be canceled, man. He said what he said. He feel how he feel. I don't know if he should be canceled, man. We have to cancel this whole world. Like, all these people got some compilation there, and you gotta understand too, he's a comedian. So being a comedian, the whole thing is all about, pushing the envelope, straddling them lines, making people feel like there's controversy, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all part of um, being a comedian. And so he took some liberties with that. Yeah, that's what they've been taught. Most definitely, James, as they've been taught, man. So it's like he was just speaking, man, how they probably speak in his house, and probably speaking how he's been speaking. I mean, that's how he's been speaking for a long time, man. Those podcasts are pretty old. Not saying they super old, but they like not his recent stuff. And like I don't think any of those are like the last 5 years. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But man, he bogus, man. He bogus. He bogus. I'm gonna be honest though. I don't even know what you do with that though. You know, I don't know what you do with that, man. He bogus. But I just feel like people shouldn't lose their jobs for not taking a jab, and they shouldn't lose their jobs because people don't agree with them. It's like we can't make the whole world, you know, uh, favor equality or make the world not be racist or make people actually move with equality. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't make them do that. I've never cared to make them try. All I'm saying is don't get in my way as I'm trying to get this bag. Don't hinder me from taking care of my family. Don't keep me from doing what I need to do. As long as you do that, we good. You can be racist. I'm not gonna try to change your mind. I ain't got time for it. Just like if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, I'm not gonna try to convince you and make you believe in Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna present you with the information, and you're gonna feel how you want to feel. I mean, you gotta think about the devastation that was done to us. The 500-600 years plus of programming that has devastated our people. You have to understand that same superiority programming was 500-600 years the opposite way for white people. So you're not gonna change that programming overnight. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, you never gonna change that programming. All you can do is adjust, work with the lawmakers that you can get on your side, get the people we need to get in there to make laws and legislation that's favorable to black people and be unapologetic about it and work on that. Focus on that. Like I can't watch slave movies anymore. I can't. I'm all burnt out from when I was young and watching them and being angry, but trying to get information, trying to understand, you know, using it as motivation to push myself, knowing what others sacrifice for me. But once you get to the point where you totally understand that, it's like, okay, I need to see some victory, some triumph. I need to see some accomplishment. I want to see more Nat Turners. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some Mansa Musa. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some Timbuktu. I want to see accomplishments. Yes, decades. It will take decades to deprogram it. Most definitely, Jane. Decades of it, bro. And it's not gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen because you have to understand. It's like and then you have to understand the way the world works. We was on top ones too. It's their turn, man. It's their turn. And one thing about them, when the world was being formed, they was willing to be more ruthless, conniving and cunning, and brutal and just evil than the rest of the world was willing to be. And that's how they were able to overcome us. I mean, you look at us now, man, we such a forgiving people. Like I said, with the Joe Rogan thing, you see, I don't even want to cancel him. He nigger, nigger, nigger. But I know some of that stuff was in context of him speaking. And shoot, I can't say I ain't said no words that would be derogatory in that same manner. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front like I ain't said them words. And I'll say one of them in a heartbeat. I don't have that kind of apprehension when it comes to that because they'll gladly say it to us. So I always been in other school. I'll gladly say it to them about them in a heartbeat. But I'm working on that. Got to get prayer. Y'all pray for me. Got to get better. But I ain't too much like that these days. But you get what I'm saying though. Like we ain't trying to cancel them. But man, we always forgiving them people. We always forgiving people in general, no matter what wrongs they've done to us, no matter how they've treated us. I mean, all around the world, we've been mistreated, but we continue to operate in love, man. It's kind of unbelievable, man. It's kind of miraculous that a people could be so beat down as we have been, and so taken for granted for all the talents and contributions to the world, and yet we have not lost it and just tried to just annihilate everything moving that ain't with us. It's crazy, man. I don't know how we do it. I've never seen any race of people we see all over the world. These people are protesting. You see how they overturn, they overturn places in Africa all the time. The Afghanistans, the Israelis, the Iranians, the Pakistanis, these people get fed up. You know what I'm saying? The Palestinians, they get fed up. They start bombing. They start shooting. They protest a little bit, but they get violent, man. And we still just trying to make it, trying to get our piece of the pie, trying to get along, trying to be a part of it. So it's interesting, man. It's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? The whole Joe Rogan thing, man. I don't know. I haven't watched his podcast since. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not forgiven to go back. Um, yeah, they stick together and we don't. And that's another thing. Our programming was always separation because there's strength in numbers, man. Our programming has always been to separate us, keep us away from each other, you know what I'm saying, keep us from coming together. But that's the key, man. And we can't stick together for nothing, man. Look at all the people that getting money. I mean, let's just talk about our format real quick. Our format, we like to listen to music that basically reminds you of everything that you don't have and can't afford. And some dude is rapping this and telling you about everything that he has and what has he done for the community. It's like, man, I was talking about a couple of years ago when this whole rap era was switching over to these young dudes, and people was championing these young dudes like, man, let them live, man. It don't matter what they talk about. They getting people out the hood. They doing this and that. Where are they? Where is Chief Keef? He tucked off somewhere making his bread. Where's Lil Durk? Tucked off somewhere making his bread. All they people still here dying over their music. Dying. These shorties is dying. This is killing music. It's murder music. It's killing our youth. It's sending a bad message to our youth. Like, yeah, it's time out for this conforming and just sitting back and just, relaxing and acting like influence isn't real. We have the worst influence. Do you know of any other culture that their biggest influence is their entertainment, and that entertainment is as negative as ours is, and that's your biggest influence to your culture? You change your slang and your talking, your clothes wearing, the way you even interact with each other, like our relationships, like it's crazy. Like this is what we pour into our community. This is the constant poison that we feed ourselves, and then boom. But see, yeah, rock and roll. But see, rock and roll is like, man, some of that stuff I listen to, I don't even know what it's saying. But you gotta understand too, when your race is established and solid, you can introduce certain poisons and it's not gonna poison the masses. But when you're broke and you're not informed and you don't have knowledge to begin with, it's like, man, you can always mess up a lot of stuff and do a lot of bad stuff. Like rock and roll is a lot of coke, shrooms, um, acid tripping, and a lot of bad decisions. But man, that music ain't having ain't having white kids go out and have unprotected sex with whoever and just having baby mamas, it ain't making them go out and rob nobody or go and break down a brick and go sell that. And not saying that our music is making people do that, but we just can't dismiss influence. And the thing about it is, you can have that, but you got to have something else. The industry now has no balance. It's just all bad. And like they'll say, like, yeah, there is balance. You just got to go search it out. But that's the point, though. Mainstream, we have balance. We had artists that, okay, you got Jeezy over here, you know what I'm saying? But then you got Common over here. You got Lupe over here. You even had Kanye at one point before he started making dumb lyrics. You know, he's a little more conscious rapper. You know, you got something like Gangstar or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You got Dead Prez, you know what I'm saying? You got Fuji's, you got Black Thought in them, and the Roots. You know what I'm saying? You had variety. Like you had more of a path to pick. You know what I'm saying? They not out here any. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Exactly. They listen to rap music, but their culturally is already embedded in them that go out and have fun, but get back to your suburb. Like, you know who you really are. Like, but when you have money, you can play these games. You can, like, that's the thing, right? And that's the difference. Like, we'll be influenced and we'll play these games, but those games for us as a people, they put us behind. Those games lead to us going to jail. Those games lead to us killing each other. They dabble in the game. They'll do the drug portion and they'll kick it, but they going back to their suburban home. And that same dude that's listening to Chief Keef, the same white boy, he's in college and he getting his studies done. But that's what money affords you. It affords you mistakes. It affords you to have fun and have certain luxuries, to be influenced and to enjoy the influence, but not have to really deal with the reality. Like you talking about, KG, if you have influence plus opportunity equals destruction. So if I'm influencing the shorties, and this is a great segue because that was like our one of our last topics is how do we help the youth? How do we reach them? Because we trying to figure it out here, man. Because like, man, you can't say anything about these rappers now. These shorties will literally fight you. Say NBA young boy trash, these shorties will fight you. Yeah, Kendrick, and then look at where Kendrick is. Kendrick and J. Cole, man, they stay out the way. They don't even want to release albums because they do real music. They really put thought into it. They really look to create a project. They come out every couple years and then they tour the heck out of it. J. Cole is doing it. J. Cole doing it. Yeah, those games leave the bosses making money off us, and we really out here dying. It starts at home. You gotta let the kids know that. Yeah, period. Period. It does start at home. And that's the craziest part, KG. That's the heart-wrenching part, KG. That's the heart-wrenching part, man. The heart-wrenching part is that, like, you see, like, man, how like King Von was making that bread and bringing it back to the block, and then he just gone. And you know what? And the record company made buku bucks off of his releases and everything that's gonna come after that. But he gone. Like, we really out here dying, really out here living it. These shorties really going back to the crib, getting their brains blown out. Like, shorties is really taking this stuff to heart and getting their brains blown out. Like, they really living this, man. They really living it. And this has always happened. Since we can remember. They continue to capitalize off of our pain. They continue to become billionaires off of our pain. And you think about that, man, and we're not just talking about rap. We talking about entertainment, sports in general, man. y'all know what the struggle and the hustle was to be able to get to the point of where you get to the NBA. We know NBA players. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with NBA players. Maywood, stand up. We produce nothing but hoopers. Maywood versus everybody. We produce nothing but athletes. Them dudes worked hard, and but they channeled that hard work came from them channeling that pain of their situation and wanting something better. All them dudes in the NBA. I seen one shorty last night. He was playing for Arkansas. Man, that boy been through so much, but man, he put all that pain into basketball. And he out there helping Arkansas beat #1 Auburn, getting buku bucks for the school. And I'm looking at the young man. I'm like, man, he's having struggles when it came to grades and everything. Like, man, this young man probably, school probably ain't his thing. What's he gonna do if he don't make it to the league? It's like they use us up. They use everything that we had to offer, and all we can do is hope that in the end we end up making something off of it, that we end up profiting. Yep, Shannon Brown, Michael Finley, Doc Rivers, Donnie Boyce, Terrell Ford, you know what I'm saying? Sterling Brown. Man, the list goes on. The list goes on. The 7-foot bum we ain't gonna mention. List goes on though. You know what I'm saying? We got All Americans, Philip Macklin. Shout out to Mo Man. You know what I'm saying? We got real athletes coming up out of trenches. Donnell Brown, top athletes, man. Top athletes. These are top dudes, man. Polk, you know what I'm saying? Reggie, Kevin Davis, you know what I'm saying? Keith Davis, Ed Stubblefield. Like these dudes, real hoopers, man. Hey, I ain't say no names, Jay. I didn't I didn't say I didn't say nothing. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say nothing, Jazz. I didn't say nothing. But but yeah, man, so it's like, but how do we get to them, man? How do we break through the barrier? Cause it's like, man, a lot of times you get to talk to these shorties, man. The first thing you gotta do is tell them you successful. It's like, man, if I got some real knowledge for you, man, that knowledge doesn't have to be attached to that you feel like it's valuable. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that boy Kevin Giles was a beast. He was a beast. You know what I'm saying? My man Fred Robinson, you know what I'm saying? The Robinson family in general, both Flowers, Todd the lady. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got beasts, man, through Maywood. Exactly. KG. Hey, listen, let me big up my peoples. Beast out here. Beast out here. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's hard to reach them when they look at dudes like the baby with his reckless self. Like, what was this dude doing, man? Beating up the baby mama's brother, man, in the bowling alley, bro. What's wrong with this man? You see, like they looking up to guys like that, and then you trying to tell them, you know what I'm saying? Your race field right now. Hey, we gonna set it up. Hey, I think we need to get a alumni basketball game going. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Maywood versus everybody. But yeah, I like to see that, Giles. Feel to get at you. It get at you. But yeah, these dudes is ignorant, man. Like you just look at what they keep pushing to our kids. Like NBA young boy makes a statement and the shade room is putting up there. Do you agree with NBA young boy? He's an idiot. That boy is stupid. Okay? That boy dumb. He doesn't deserve a platform. He don't deserve to have a voice. And that is the biggest problem with society right now. We give attention and voices to people because of their status. Having money doesn't mean that you're smart. You just found a way to make money. Doesn't mean you have intelligence, doesn't mean you have knowledge, doesn't mean you have anything worthwhile to say. Not a thing. not a thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's you letting young guys with no guidance, never been taught anything, just when they were starting to, yeah, influence is the thing, man. Just when they were starting to get rolling, you give them the influx of cash. Of course, they still don't know what to do with the cash because they never been taught what to do with the cash. Everybody in the hood, they get cash. They blow it on what? Chains, cars. And that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they show the youth. These dudes really broke too. They really broke for real. But they not showing our youth that real story. They showing them what looks like these people really winning. And like, man, all this stuff is half of it be on consignment, and they still paying the label back for all them cars in their driveway, for all them houses that they in. They stuck in a bogus contract. And then they get to the point where they can't even make the music they was making before because they ain't in the trenches. And then what do? Shelf them, replace them with another one. Man, we be so messed up, man. All of our talent is wrapped up, and all our talent is up under people that have no concern for us as a people. They get to control the biggest portions of our wealth. So, you know, but man, Joe, I appreciate y'all rocking out with me tonight. Just getting started. It was some technical difficulties at the beginning, so you know, it's the first one. It didn't look pretty to start off with, but man, we getting it going, so we getting there. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all enjoy the weekend. Go Rams. Holla back. Check out the PZ podcast, man. Um, we really gonna narrow down some dates, you know what I'm saying, some times, man, some good discussions. I'm gonna be having some guests coming up too. We're gonna be getting some guests in here, man. We're gonna be having some people pop in, man. Some people that's got something of relevance to say. I'm looking at this next week coming up. Um, looking to bring one of my good buddies, Maywood legend on here. You know what I'm saying? He know the business, trying to bring him into the fold. Um, and like I said, we got a lot of Maywood legends, man. And that's one thing that I'm about to start doing. So let me tell you, man, all my Maywood people, y'all want to advertise, you want to come and talk about anything you got going on, feel free. I'm gonna get y'all some of them interviews with some of them athletes from the woods, from Bellwood, Maywood, Broadview. We're gonna talk about some of those old hooping wars, old football wars. We're gonna talk about current events. We're gonna talk about what's going on in the world, what's good, what's not, what's bad, what's God, what ain't God. We just gonna talk about it all, man. We just gonna cover a lot of stuff. We got a lot of good information to get out to y'all, man. Um, a lot of, things just want to chop it up with y'all, man, get y'all opinions. So we're gonna continue to elevate this thing and make it better, make it more entertaining for y'all. We're gonna get the next one in here. We're gonna be able to get the pictures in here. Y'all be able to see the video and everything. We really gonna, do it up. Gonna make it something that y'all enjoy and want to come check out and want to be a part of. So, y'all just rock with me. We building this up. But appreciate y'all being on this time. Appreciate anybody that takes the time to stream and look at this, man. And y'all stay in tune, man. You can stream all of my music on all platforms, available on any platform that you stream music on. MHPZ. My latest joint out there right now is up there. At the very beginning of that joint, bigging up the 60153. Maywood stand up all day long. That's what we do. We don't need to rap nothing else. We from where we from. So, you know, appreciate y'all, man. Enjoy your weekend, man. I'm gonna be hollering at y'all. Peace out.